to experience what we call a getting started training on how to get started effectively in your business. And you're about to hear from two people that have not only hit a bunch of ranks, but helped other people do the exact same thing, which is so important. And I would have your pen out, taking notes, and just try to soak in what they're going to share, because you're going to get the goods this morning. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to two individuals that I've been able to get to know and build a relationship, which that's what this is all about, is the relationships and getting to know people and really get to know them. And I look forward to getting to know them even more. And that a lot comes from not only just the community part, but a lot of the events that we do where we get to spend time with people, and I'm really excited to see them again here shortly. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Bruce and Jenny Gray.
Yay.
Fantastic.
Thank
you
you,
guys. Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing this morning? Thanks for jumping on and sowing some time here. We promise you that we want to just share value with you. And so a little bit about us. Bruce is trying to figure out the record. Honey, you going to mute everybody? If everyone would just mute their phones, that would be really awesome, because that can be disturbing to the people listening. And we are recording this. But anyways, good morning. Bruce Gray, Jenny Gray. We're married. We're building the happy company together as a married couple. It's great to do that, isn't it, Bruce?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we're excited to be with you this morning, and we may go a different route than some of the other trainings. There's lots of trainings that you can go back over that are recorded, and highly recommend that you listen to trainings on a regular basis if you're brand new. Get in there and listen to some of the past trainings. There's just a wealth of knowledge that comes through. But we've been in this industry for a number of years, quite a number. My son was in
my womb,
Jenny's belly when we started this
came
industry.
into this kind of business.
And he's going to be we've learned a few things over the year. We want to share some life nuggets that we've learned with always built together. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are building together or wishing to build together,
or wondering how to build together without killing each other. Just no, you go through a lot when you're building together the business, because as a couple, you got to learn to work together, and it's great, I think, to have the modelship in this business where there are couples building. A lot of times you'll have a lot of women that build the business, and you'll have a lot of guys that are building it. But I think it's great to also have couples it and building it solid. And Bruce and I, we've been married for 34 years, and we met in Lake Tahoe, California. Bruce is from New Zealand. We spent 20 years in Australia and New Zealand, and about 30 years ago we were introduced to this industry. I was in my mid-20s, and I was not a business person. I didn't have any confidence. I had never known anything about personal and leadership development. I had a book. I just didn't know anything, seriously. I have a bit of a background story for another time, but the thing is, I ended up having a look through a friend that was in her 40s at the time. I was like 24 years old. She had called me and asked me to have a look at a business back then, and I was just like, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not a business person. So there might be someone on this Zoom today, thinking, I'm not a business person, or I don't know if I can do this. And I just want to say that this is really a personal and leadership development program with a business attached. And, Bruce and I, our whole philosophy is we've always really been in the wellness industry. I'm so passionate about health and wellness, and we've always been involved with really good products, and we've been involved with a couple other companies in the past, and that was such a great training ground for us, wasn't it, Bruce?
Absolutely.
And one thing that's really, really important as you embark on this journey, and I want you to really write this down, is we have to be teachable. We have to be teachable, and we have to be hungry. It's important. And, my motto today is I want to finish strong. I want to help other people finish strong. We're now in our later, and I don't know if people are supposed to tell their age or whatever, but I really don't care because I like being really transparent and I like speaking authentically. I'm not a salesperson. Bruce and I are not salespeople. We just have a genuine desire to do something worthwhile instead of just like live, breathe, and eat and sleep. And it's so easy to get in a rut in this world. As you move on in life, it's so easy to get in a rut. So I see the Happy Company as a rope of hope. Like we're throwing out a life raft and we're helping other people. We have a great opportunity here. And, you know, we have so much that's changing in the world today. I mean, hasn't it changed so much in the last year? And, you know, so much has gone from brick and mortar to click and order. People are now ordering online all the time. And it's amazing. I'm amazed at how fast packages show up on people's door these days, just with what they order. And so we've moved so much online and, you know, getting involved with the Happy Company. Bruce and I joined this company when it first launched. I got a phone call from a lady I really barely knew. And she was telling me that she was getting on a call that night to have a listen to a couple. And that couple was Mark and Judy Willitson. They're great leaders in this company. And I actually approached this lady that had called me that I didn't really know, asking her if I could listen into the call she's going to get on, because she was going to have a listen to this, I guess, opportunity she shared. So I didn't even know that after that night when I got on that call, not knowing any of them, that I would see a green light. Literally, I had such a green light in my mind. And Bruce and I jumped into this Happy Company business. And I didn't even drink coffee. I wasn't a coffee drinker because coffee can be very acidic, and I'm really into health and wellness. But what I love about our coffee, it's a non-acidic, it's instant, and it fires the brain up. And basically, we jumped in. We bought the biggest pack available, and we started in our business. And like I mentioned, being teachable and hungry, it's so critical. And I want to share that, you know, 400 million people drink a cup of coffee before 10 a.m. every single day. So yes. In the United States, yeah, only in the US. Imagine all the others. You
can imagine the world with how many cups of coffee you drink in the morning.
That's right. So we lead with the coffee, Bruce and I. We lead with the Dose product. And for those that are new, Dose is what we lead with. And Dose stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. I mentioned that we fire the brain up with our products. And so when I talk to people, I'll say to them, like, you know, what do I say? I'll say hi first. And then I'll say, I always ask questions about other people that I meet. We've basically built a team here with a cold market, really. We're learning online. So many people in this business, all the 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds especially, and the younger ones, it seems like they just have that social media thing down. They're so into social media, and I'm learning it. I'm more a belly-to-belly girl. I'm more a girl that likes to pick up the telephone and have a talk and talk to somebody. But so much is going online, and we've really got to embrace that of stacking all the odds in our favor with our business. But you don't have to be an online whiz to build this business. And you can build this business, you know, around what you do. This will always be part-time. This is something you fit around what you're already doing. And it's how we've always done it. We've always fitted around what we're doing. And, you know, some people, they spend time watching TV between 8 and 10 at night. We put a sign across our TV when we got involved saying, you could be reading. You know, we'd never read or anything. And you know that today, right now, the person that you are, in the next 5 years' time, you'll be the exact same person you are, except for the people that you meet and the books that you read. Or I'll add the podcasts that you listen to, because things have changed so much. Do you want to add anything to that part? Just how important it is with growing. And
it's super important. I've got some.
He's got things he's going to share. So anyways, that's the key thing is here at the Happy Company, we have a great system. And when you first get involved, it's really important with the person that introduces you to set up a welcome call. That should be done like within 24 to 48 hours or as soon as that can be done. And these are really important in this business because it lets you get to know the person that has joined as a brand partner in your business. And when you do a welcome call, you're going to ask your sponsor to do the welcome call for you, and you will get on the welcome call for your new person and take notes as to how your new person answers the questions. Hope I didn't confuse you there, but the welcome Zooms are all about getting to know other people that come into the business, because this business is really about people and finding out what they want, how we can help them, and getting them plugged into a very simple, authentic system here. We are not salespeople here. We don't go out and try to flog coffee. That is so not what this is about. We share dose. We lead with the coffee. If people don't drink coffee, and stories, like Chris had mentioned before he jumped off, this business, you'll learn on the welcome call, we have 4 simple steps. So simple to build the business. And, like the first step is, drink your coffee and be happy, or drink your lemonade and be happy, or drink your tea and be happy. And then the second step is share stories. This business is all about sharing stories.
And your story. Yeah,
sharing your story, because stories sell, facts tell. And if you're always talking about the facts of what's in this product, all the ingredients that are in the product, explanation kills duplication. What we do is we are excited, genuinely.
Super simple.
The KISS principle, keep it super simple. So we connect them to the upline. Last night we had a barbecue here with a few young people, some great 20 and 30-year-olds. And anyway, there's about 5 of them came over for dinner. We had a barbecue, and we've been talking to them about what we do. And I got Ricky Durant onto a Zoom last night, and I got Ricky to share his story with the 5 people that came over last night. This is how this works. Like, Bruce and I could share the stories ourselves. Bruce and I have experience, and we've been in this business since it launched, but we still go to our upline to basically connect people that are on the outside looking in, that don't really know anything about what we have here in the Happy Company. Yeah. And we let our upline share, and it models, because it's all about what we model. It models that, look, you don't have to do this by yourself.
Correct. Yeah. And I always share, and I share with Jen a lot, that, I'm a tradesman. I have a lot of tools. I have hand tools and I have power tools. It's much easier with a power tool. I can saw through a piece of wood with a hand tool, a lot of effort. But if you use a power tool, a circular saw, you can saw through a piece of timber effortlessly and really quickly. And that is the support line that you have. You're stacking the odds in your favor, and you're bringing out the power tools when you're connecting people to the line of success that you have, because each person in your line of introduction has a greater level of success. So being able to tap into people and bring them before the people you're working with is just plain smart.
It is. And remember this, you're in the business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So, it doesn't matter what level you get to in the business. I'm always going to pull on my upline. And, it's kind of like sports. Like if we're all on a field and let's say I have the football, I'm going to pass that football to Ricky Durant, or I'm going to pass that football to Cassandra Massini and Mike Massini, or Judy and Mark Willardson, or Chris Schweda, or Ian and Betsy Prather. Those are the leaders that are in our line of introduction. And the more I lean on them, it's all about teamwork. You don't have to be like the one that has to do everything here. Like, you lean into us, you lean into your upline, and you ask them to help you. And, that's what's going to draw people more and more into this business. Because a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, I'm not a salesperson, or I'm not, one that really wants to talk or speak out loud to people. And I was the same. I never thought when I first looked at this business that I would ever be doing something like I'm doing today. But you grow, like you grow as a person. I mentioned this is a personal leadership development program, and as you grow and you face fears and you learn from your mentors, you just become, and it's really in the becoming that will take you to the levels in the business. It's not like, oh gosh, I want to go bronze, and so I've got to go out there and just hammer it. No, you're going to grow into a bronze, and you're not going to do it by yourself. And really, as Mark Willardson always says, a bronze is someone that comes in the business and does in their team $2,500 worth of sales of our products. And most of us are bronze at best. We just have to teach other people how to help other people go bronze. And the simpler that we keep this business, the better it's going to be. So Bruce and I are all in. And I mentioned that we also like to surround ourselves with positive people. You guys, it's really important who we surround our lives with. There are a lot of people that are parked in a parking lot and they're not going anywhere. And God will steer a moving vehicle. And idleness, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. If we're idle, we're going to go through telling ourselves a story of why we're not good enough, or it's so easy to compare ourselves against other people, especially today with social media and what's going on our phones, how, Instagram and all that, that's not real. People post like all this stuff and you don't know what their real life is. And it's like, it's not real. Here at the Happy Company, why we came into this business is because there's no egocentrical stuff here. It's really down to earth at the Happy Company. And what a time to share happiness in the world we live in today with all that's been going on. I mean, people out there have so much fear. There's so much despondency out there, and depression and anxiety. The young people, 20, 30-year-olds, have so much anxiety like it never used to be. I thought as a 58-year-old woman that I was going to address people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s with our dose product to help them with hormone decline and help them with their energy and having a mental alertness in their life, because we all need to stack the odds in our favor. We all need great products to help us finish strong. And that is my motto. But now I look at the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds, and they need a mentor. They need leadership. They need someone that's going to reach out to them and throw them the rope of hope and say, look, hang on to this rope. And we need to pull the rope and help other people to get a passion and a mission for their life. As a mom, I have a 20-year-old daughter and a 30-year-old son. And I don't know about you guys, but they need a mission. They need a mission. You can get a job and you can pay your bills, and you can be in a rut, and you can just not be happy, and you're just going to work and you dread work, but you only work because you're trying to get the money to pay the rent. And that is not why God put us on this earth. And we are not too old for those that are almost 60 like us. I can't believe it. Time flies. I don't feel like it. Sometimes I feel 100, but it's just like, it's such a journey, this life, and it goes quickly. I'm saying to the 20 and 30 and 40-year-olds, it's like we're on the second half of the toilet paper roll. It goes fast. Every day, every week is going so quickly. And we need to really think about what we're doing. We need to have a checkup from our neck up and think, what are we really thinking about? What story are we telling ourselves about ourselves and our lives? What are we doing? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Without knowing what you want, you're just going to drift. We're just going to drift. People out there all over the place are looking for an opportunity of what we have right here. People are looking for people that would hold their head up high, put their shoulders back, and think about other people. But what we tend to do as people is we tend to look at ourselves and we're incapable because we don't feel. We feel how we feel. And it's like we can't be led by our feelings. Feelings are fickle. feelings aren't, they change from moment to moment. And so we have to really understand that here at the Happy Company, we have a culture and we have a community where we collaborate together. And together, we're all strong as a strong community. On our own, we can get, isolated, and we can just end up pulling back and being reclusive. But that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to connect together. And this is what we have here at the Happy Company. We have amazing Zooms that are on every week. And how we built our business when we first launched this business 3.5 years ago, we bought our pack, and then we got on the opportunity Zooms. Every opportunity Zoom we were on. We have an opportunity Zoom every Tuesday and every Thursday. That's at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, non-negotiable. We're on those. We have our president speak on those, and they cast the vision. What's the Happy Company about? Where are we going? What are we doing? Who are we? And then there's 2 live personal testimonials at the end, which are really good, of just everyday people like you and I sharing what the product did for them, sharing their testimonial, and sharing something that's really made a difference for them. The stories and the testimonials is what will build your business. Remember, it's not facts. Facts tell. We're not here to tell people, but stories sell. You need to be on the product. You need to share your story. My story is, okay, I'll share my story. What it's helped with me, it's helped me a lot with my hormone balance as a woman of 58. As you get into your 50s, even 40s, women go through menopause. A lot of people go through hormone decline now, even a lot of young girls and a lot of guys too, with the world we're living in today. So I feel happy. I as I said, I wasn't a coffee drinker, and I drink the coffee, and right away I just feel really clear-headed. I feel happy. I have a smile on my face. I'm motivated to do this day, and it's a huge difference. I just feel really good. I have great energy. There's no fog brain here. When I take the coffee, I don't feel like any kind of fog brain or like a really high, and then you have a drop like normal coffee, and then you need another coffee, and you never have that original good feeling you had from the first coffee. It's kind of a downward spiral, and because it's like up and then down. Where with this coffee, it's just a steam train. You drink this coffee and it elevates you. It elevates your mood. It elevates your happiness. And who couldn't use some elevation? There are people all over the place out there, you guys, that need this coffee product. And if they don't drink coffee, they need our lemonade. So let me tell you how I approach someone. I'll say to someone, first I'll find out about them. So I might meet a stranger and we might say, hey, how are you doing? And I'll say, hi, how are you? I'll say, my name's Jenny. What's your name? And they'll say their name. I go, it's really nice to meet you. And then I'll say, do you live around here? And they'll go, yeah, I live down. I go, have you lived here for long? And then they'll answer me and I'll say, what do you do, may I ask? And they'll tell me what they do. And then I'll say, do you like what you do? And then they'll say yes or no. And I might say, what do you like to do when you're not working? So I'm asking questions. There's a book called Questions Are the Answers by Alan Pease. If you want to build a team, ask questions about the other person. I think what we think about when we're building a team is, what are they thinking about me? Oh, I've got to impress them. No, you don't. We're not in the impressing business. We express what we believe as we get on the products through our story. We express our experience. We don't impress, but there's always that dialogue in our head, what Ricky Durant calls the devil talking in our mind. The good dog and the bad dog, right? And that devil always tries to tell us, you're not good enough. It's not a good time to call that person. You shouldn't bother them. They're not going to be interested anyway. And, they're just, that's how the devil works in people's minds. And we have to cast those thoughts down. We have to cast down every high thought and imagination that tells us that we can't do this for whatever reason. It might be, oh, I'm in my 60s now. No excuse. You're still on the earth. We have to finish strong. People out there, even if you share the coffee, the dose with 2 to 3 to 4 people, just share it with some friends. Everybody out there, just think about this, has a tattoo on their forehead. Write this down in Sharpie. PMMFI. PMMFI. Every time you look at anybody, anywhere, visualize and imagine this PMMFI tattooed in capital letter with a Sharpie on their forehead.
Don't go up and write it on their forehead.
No. But anyway, what that stands for is please make me feel important. It's not about us. We have to take our eyes off ourselves. And this is what the personal and leadership development is with this business. You have to grow in your confidence that you can do this. You have a great mentor, because without mentors, we would never be here today. Without mentors, I don't know where I'd be, to be honest with you. And most of us are like the rest of us. No one ever arrives anywhere. And the more that you grow, the more you have to keep feeding yourself to keep yourself at that level of growth, because we all will naturally otherwise regress. We will always regress if we don't paddle upstream. And so, just remember that you need to paddle upstream. And the mentoring, I can't even emphasize about mentoring. I haven't looked at any of my notes. None of this
been
stuff.
going on mine.
No, anyways, because, I don't like reading notes. I like talking from my heart, but, I did prepare because we just have a lot in us that we want to share. And, I want you to share what you have too. So I'm just going to say, you guys, I don't know you guys, I don't know a lot of you, but I just want to say to you, as if I personally introduced you, you can do this.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. If we can do this, I promise you anybody can do this. Plug into your upline. That is your power tool. We plug into the system. We have Zooms. Every Monday night, we have a Mindset Monday. And that is powerful for what story are you telling yourself? Every day we wake up and we have a series of thoughts going. And you know what? You have to think about when you wake up, what thoughts are you thinking about? And are you going to travel down that road? Are you going to travel down the road of your thoughts that you wake up to? Or are you going to set your sail? Because the wind blows on all of us. It's how we set our sail. And it's important to stay the course. You don't join the happy company and give it a try. If you want to get your business off to the best start, it's full throttle down. Full throttle down. If you want to get a jet airliner off the tarmac, you got to have that takeoff, don't you? So you got to put energy, full throttle down, to get that flight, that baby off the ground and into the air. And then you can, start, eventually really cruising. And this is the key for people that are brand new. I encourage people to find 5 people fast when they first join. But if you don't have 5 and that's too much, that's what we did when we first joined. We put in 5 people in our first week. We'd had some experience in this industry. Not everyone does that, and not everyone has to do that. I'm just sharing what we did. But we have amazing tools. So I'm gonna put
having that goal for 5 brand partners as fast as possible is super important, because it allows you to start to multiply, and that's very, very important. So we just have, we just want to share some life nuggets with you, and we've learned some things over time, having seen and been around a lot of business builders, a lot of leaders, and we're just so happy to be here with the Happy Code. It is an amazing environment, business culture. The people are just fantastic and so friendly. We have just the best relationships right across the happy culture, the happy community. It's very, very cool. And I want to welcome you, new brand partners. I really like that term. As we moved over to Happy Co, we've moved to the name of what we are as brand partners. And, you know, business is about partnership. You don't build a business on your own. I've been in my own self-employed construction business pretty much all my life. I don't think I remember having a paycheck from anybody too much, but with that comes the stresses that you're relying on others and contracts and all those sorts of things. So being smart is owning this type of business. There's a lot of leverage to owning this type of business. We seldom build anything great alone. I can't think of anything really that people do that turns out to be great that they got there on their own. And John Maxwell says it, you know, it's just an impossibility. You have to team up. You have to develop a winning team. And that's the goal here is to find your team, is put your team together. So partnership is paramount, and understanding that that you need to define roles. Between Jenny and I, we define roles because I have my own business. That takes up a lot of my time, and we define our roles, and there's different things that different people will do within your team and within your partnership, if you are in partnership in the business. And really there's the organizers, there's the activators, and then there's the detailites. I call them a detailites. I'm a detailite.
Detailitis.
I don't have detailitis.
No, you don't.
I'm just a detailed person. So I like to do all of the structuring stuff, all of the back office stuff, because I have time to do that at night. We're building in Australia, and I'm also able to be active and build with people in Australia because it's after hours for me. And as we expand around the world, and it's so exciting that we have Europe coming online, Asia coming online. It's just awesome. The expansion time, the time to be in this industry with an emerging company is at international expansion. So get excited if you're just here new today, and this is your first training. You are in the right place at the right time. There is so many cool things happening with our company. You pointed out something in my notes. Edify Jen's role. Yeah, okay. Now, Jen and our partnership is the master connector. She's like she said before, her professional title is professional reminder. And really that's all it is this business.
I've been trained.
Yes, she reminds me of lots of
and
things.
I have children too, right?
Yes, and they need reminding as well. So yeah. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
So really, that role, you threw me off.
That's good. I'm glad I threw you off.
You're a
but
naughty,
yeah, you know, we work
this
our
is a naughty
strength.
unmuter. But yeah, we built face to face. Having my business, I'm in different people's homes all the time, and it's very easy for me to approach people. And the real skill in this business is getting super comfortable with approach. And I approach people on my jobs all the time, because I'm out installing and doing different things in different homes, and I meet people, and I walk into their kitchen, and what do you see? A coffee pot. So you know they're a coffee drinker. So I just said, "Oh, you like coffee?" They go, "Yeah, I love coffee," or yeah, I drink coffee. I says, "Oh my gosh." And you change your voice inflection, you move up. "Oh my gosh, have you heard about Happy Coffee?" And their response is, "No," because hardly anyone's heard of it. We're in the right place at the right time, because this is not expanded everywhere. So, and they go, "Wow, what's that?" And I says, "Oh my gosh, you got to meet Jen. Let's get together for a coffee." And I've learned that I'm not very good at, if I leave samples and things like that, the follow-up side of it. I can sometimes get it over to Jen, but the best thing we found is to book a time to have them either come over for a coffee or go meet with them with a coffee. And we take all of our stuff that makes our coffee so good, because we have a way to make the coffee that's super good. And anyway, so I'm able to feed and fill that funnel where Jen takes over from there. And then from time to time, you run into people that are leaders. And that is what you're looking for. To expand this business, you need a bunch of leaders that go bronze, like hundreds of them if you can find them. But the expanding of this business is through leadership. Mm-hmm. And as you develop your team, like we said, you're looking for your 5 to kick off things. And those 5 will grow into another 5, into another 5. And if each of them have 10 customers, you have a solid foundation. But if you're just gathering customers, customers come and go. We have a bunch of customers, not all of them reorder or carry on ordering. We have a lot of loyal customers that absolutely cannot live without Happy Coffee, but they come and go and they don't multiply very often. Some of them will lead you to others and share it with others, and some of them will jump into the business from that. Mm-hmm. But when I spot a leader, then we start the relationship building process. And over time, we'll work, because many times you'll run into people and they may be leading in another company. They may be leading in another area, and they're very busy and very focused with that, because one thing about leaders is they're focused. So to build a relationship and start sharing nuggets with them is super important. And most people out there want an extra stream of income. We're finding more and more today, as people went through last year, the 2020 year, it's pretty wild, that in their mind now is that I'm vulnerable. My job got shaky or my job went away. I should have had something else to give me some income. I've made it through on the, whatever, the skin of their teeth, the survive. Some of them have lost their homes. Some of them have lost their businesses because of the pandemic. All sorts of different things happen, and they vow that they will find a way that will never happen to them again. There's a bunch of people out there that are looking for us as much as we're looking for them. So it's all about being the master asker, the questions. And like Jenny said, that book is, I don't know if you can find it still.
It's still there. It's on Amazon. Yeah. Questions are the answers.
Questions are the answers. It's really good. It teaches you how to reflective listen. And reflective listening is a skill that is super important in this business, is asking a question of the last question. Whereas most people think in their mind, they want to take over the question. They're thinking about what they want to say as to what they said, and talk about themselves. The master asker and the question asking person does not think like that. They have a mindset that my goal is that they will know nothing about me in this conversation, and I will learn everything about them. So it's asking a question from a question, like Jenny was saying. You start off with the form, family, occupation, recreation, motive. And you move through those, and you reflective ask the questions. So when you get them talking about their kids, if you can find out about their children, if they have children, then you can find their hot buttons, what excites them. Most parents, their absolute goal in life is to see their children be all they can possibly be. And it's super important to find those things out and to reflect them back to them, and even post-reflect them. When you're calling up to, you may not make an approach right there, but when you're calling back to approach, if you've made a few notes on things that were hot buttons for them, things that were that helped them, that would help them, then you can bring those up in future conversations and help those people to move forward into thinking differently, thinking multiple streams. I don't know Who's ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? It's a fantastic book because it teaches you to be business minded. And it's very important to be business minded because you are in a business, and you may not have realized it yet if you're new, that a business mindset is totally different to an employee mindset. Who's ever seen this?
What is that? Oh.
It's called the cash flow quadrant. And there's 4 quadrants. On one side of one line is employment and self-employment. On the other side of the line is business and investments. And on one side, you make a living. On the other side, you get wealthy. Okay, so do not think that you have to give up your day job. You don't. You can have a business, as you know, as you're sitting here right now, learning about a business, that you can have a business that can build over time and replace your income. You want to share something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just aware of the time, you guys, but I just wanted to share a couple other things for those. Someone's asking how we make our coffee. So I'm going to share how we make our coffee. We use the Keto Cray, just so you know. The Keto Cray product that we have is something Bruce and I always bring up when we share the coffee and the Happy Cappy. We always share the Keto Cray. Remember that, because the Keto Cray, a lot of people drink what's called Bulletproof coffee out there, if you've heard of Bulletproof. So the Bulletproof coffee is where you have the MCT oil and the grass-fed butter, and it's everything that's in our Keto Cray. Every time I sample anyone on our coffee, I can't drink my coffee without the Keto Cray. I love it so much. I always make sure I have 1 or 2 bags in the background. I never want to run out of my Keto Cray. It's just that good. So really promote that Keto Cray. And, you run a business, it's smart. If everyone in your team uses Keto Cray and you have a big team and it's, $52, 52 points, you're building your business. I mean, the drive-thrus do that. When you order, they'll say, do you want fries with that? Or do you want
better with 2?
Yeah.
3.
So I just want to really promote the Keto Cray, because a lot of people out there, they don't talk about the Keto Cray. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So this is how we make our coffee. My favorite coffee personally is the Daybreak Max. And I put a scoop of that in with a half a scoop of the Keto Cray. And then I boil water in the kettle. And then Bruce and I have a frother, and it's like an espresso frother we bought on OfferUp, but we put like this organic oat milk in it. And then like these drops of stevia that I get on Amazon.
Vanilla.
It's French vanilla, and it's called Better Stevia, and it's a liquid. It's so good. And I put like 12 drops of the stevia, little drops, in the oat milk, in the frother, and then hit the button, and it makes lather, like this beautiful French vanilla, rich lather. So I'll put the coffee, the keto, the hot water, and then on top, I'll put that lather, and I call it queen juice, queen and king juice. I'm telling you, I love making that. When people come here, I'll make them one of those, and I look at their face when they have the first sip. They've never tasted a coffee, I promise you, anywhere in the world if they've come to our house. And that's how I feel. Like, I love our product. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and drink our coffee. And so we make coffees for people. And, this business is, the law of sowing and reaping. You got to share coffee. When you come and you got to get your pack, we have starter packs we can get if we've been in the business a while, but we got to share and sow seeds with this coffee. And another thing I want to also share is we have other products. For those that are new, you'll go on the site and see other stuff. And you don't want to tell everybody about all the products. At least that's not what I do. I stick to dose, okay? We have other things. We have the dispense drops. We have the unwind. We have all the other beverages. We have the shake, all that. But I don't talk about any of those. I talk about dose. I keep it super simple. Because if you talk to them about the dose, then you start talking about the unwind, and then you start talking about, and then you're doing all the talking. And we want to do less talking. We want to more find out about them. Because if you ask questions about them, people's favorite subject in the world is talking about themselves. And the greatest sound to a person's name, believe it or not, is someone calling their name, when people hear their own name. So this is a skill to be genuine about with people. You know, we're not trying to coax people into anything. We're not trying to manipulate people. We're just learning how to get along with people and what makes people tick and what people need. We all need that. We all want to feel important. Please make me feel important. We all want to be heard. So many people are such poor listeners. They're thinking about what they're going to say next when someone else is answering their question. Sometimes that's nervousness. People talk too much. I had to really learn to ask questions because I can talk. I mean, women have about 30,000 words to let go of every day. They can do. I know a lot of guys that talk
with
too.
gusts up to 50.
Yeah, there you go. And a lot of guys too, they talk. It's like, whoa. So I just want to say, chill a bit. Like with this, you know, when you're talking to people,
Oh, just me.
someone is not muted there. We're going to unmute you. We're going to mute you. So just write this down on your paper. Chillax. Chill out. Like, we need to be chill, and confidence comes from faith. If people go, you know, I'm not that confident, faith comes from hearing. Faith comes from being on the Zooms. Faith comes from being plugged into your mentors. Faith comes from being plugged in. Just like a light turns on if you plug it into the wall. But, you know, you have to do that for yourself. So your confidence will come and the business will go from your head, I hope this works for me, to your heart after like 90 days. And that's being totally plugged in. If people aren't plugged in, they're not going to feel strong. They're not going to feel confident. They're going to have excuses. And excuses are nails that build houses of failure. An excuse is a reason wrapped up in a lie. I'm sorry, I'm being real straight here, but it's just kind of true. So just remember to just be the best version of you. You're not to be like your upline. You're not to be like your sister. You're not to be like your brother. You're not to be like your friends. God made you to be you. He threw the mold away when he made you. You just need to learn to grow. I need to learn to grow into the better version of ourselves. And that's why we're here. And that you will learn and grow by being plugged into a community, because we're created to collaborate together. And we do better together. And Bruce and I building the business, we work our strengths. You know, I'm a people person. I'm more of the talker in the way. He's a talker too, though. Like when you get to know him, he works hard. A lot of times with construction work, men can get real tired when they come home from work. Men work hard, and us women can get on our men's cases going, you know, are you going to make calls? Who are you going to talk to? And I've done that over the years with my husband, but he works his butt off. So I just have to get out there and do my strength instead of like hide behind him and use him as my excuse as why, you know, we've just learned a lot in this industry. So there's a lot we can share on how to build this business as a couple, because you can have a lot of strife in your marriage if you allow it, you know, through knocking each other's blocks off, through, you know, arguing about who should be doing what. And you just got to get on with your strengths. And you gotta just keep it simple and just share the coffee. That's as simple as it ever gets. We don't sell coffee, we share coffee. So anyways, you guys, we've gone 45 minutes. It's so nice to be here with you. I would love to spend a couple hours with you, but I know everyone's got things to do. We just appreciate each and every one of you. Look forward to in the future sharing more. And
if we can just encourage you, grow yourself, work on yourself harder than you work on your job. As Jenny said before, books, audios, podcasts, TED Talks, expand your mind, think so that you have intelligent conversation to share with people, and then ask questions from that and get people thinking, and you'll get to know those people real well, real quick, if you have the right questions, for sure.
And here's a book, you guys. There's a book here called Personality Plus by Florence Littauer. I'll actually put it in the comments here. I read this book in my 20s. Oh my gosh, you guys have to get this book and learn about this stuff. some of you probably already know. Chris talks about on the Monday Mindset about the colors, like you can be a red, a blue, a yellow, or a green. I didn't know a lot about those till a year ago, but I read this book 30 years ago about the 4 different personality types. 2 are extroverts, 2 are introverts. Normally in a marriage, you attract opposite. So if you're a strong personality, you'll have more of a laid back and a spouse, which is good because you won't clash. And then you need to work your strengths. Exactly, much. But this book, Personality Plus, I'm going to write it here real quick. I'm probably spelling it right. Personality, Personality Plus. And it's Florence Littauer, FLORE. And this is really a powerful book, you guys, with raising children, understanding yourself, understanding your spouse, AUE. I think that's it. So I'm going to put it in the comments. But this book will help you so much to learn about yourself and about your strengths. It's life changing, like seriously. And so Bruce is, anyway, we'll go into a personality thing because this personality thing in the future, you got to learn your personality and you'll start learning why it
helps you read situations when you run into somebody and they're talking a mile a minute, you've got a sanguine on your hands. So you know how to share with them, oh my gosh, this is the most fun thing in the world.
Right.
Get on the Mindset Mondays, you'll learn all of this stuff. And because it's so important, because we are in the people business. We're in the developing of a team business. And everybody has their different ways about them. And if you can learn the basics of how to work with people, then you're well on your way to doing well.
That's great. So you guys, you've been given a gift. Look at this business as a gift, a beautifully wrapped present with gold wrapping paper and a big red ribbon. And when you go out, you're just going out and presenting a gift. And if someone says no, or they are rude, or they're negative and challenge you, and they're a family member or whatever, then just be like, oh God, like, you don't want my gift? Okay. Well, kind of sets you back maybe, but don't let the naysayers and the negative
if they're like that, they've given you a gift, the gift of not working with them.
That's right. Because you want to surround yourself with positive people, right? That's really, really important. We don't want toxic people in our life. We have to keep our spa pool clear and have our inner circle with people that are positive. You don't want to build a business and try to talk people into this business if they have a bad attitude, if they're not teachable, because then you'll come to your upline and you'll complain going, my team, oh my gosh, this member drives me nuts. And your mentor is going to say, you put them in. So choose your team wisely, qualify people, and believe that there are masses out there that are assigned to your business. And if you open your mouth, your shop is open. So just keep it real simple. Get out there and just say, hey, have you heard about the happy coffee everybody's talking about? Hey, do you drink coffee at all? No, I don't. Do you like lemonade, hot chocolate, chai tea? And then ask questions about them. Yeah. And then as you ask questions, eventually they're going to ask you, and tell your face you're happy. Think, would I want to join me? Smile. Smiles are contagious. And if you're not enthusiastic, whatever you are is contagious. So make sure that you put out, think about how you are with other people. Would you join you? How do you dress? How do you carry yourself? What's your posture? So as you grow in these things, that's how you will attract the right people. Anyways, you guys, we hope you have a really awesome rest of your Saturday. And really hope that you get that book, Personality Plus, because it has great pictures in it too, and it's really incredible. And we'll look forward to another Zoom in the future, and look forward to seeing you guys in person one day at a happiness convention.
We love you, Happy Co family.
We really do love you. Bye for now.
Bye.
You can unmute.
Thank you so much. This was awesome. Very helpful.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. You're so
Thank you,
welcome.
Thank you so
guys.
much, guys.
It's
Love you both.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome nuggets in there. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Cheers, guys. Have a great
Thank you,
weekend.
Jenny and Bruce.